I'm gonna do 4 pull. Clean, snatch, switch back, and just do this for 5 each side. But I'm gonna add a flip to it just to. So at the park today, and I have my steel mace and kettlebell with me. I don't really have an idea or structure to the workout at the moment, but I'm just kind of warming up with a steel mace 360s for 20 each side, or that was 12. I was doing 20, but I think this was 12. And in between that, I'm just kind of free flowing with the kettlebell. Again, I have no structure in mind today. I kind of just want to do like some steel mace and kettlebell flowy stuff. And yeah, I haven't figured out what I'm doing today yet. But yeah, I'm just supersetting steel mace 360s and that, just free flowing with the kettlebell at the moment. And I don't know, there's probably going to be some structure later, at least for right now. It's a mixture of steel mace 360s and this, just to kind of get things going. So I ended up doing at least 30 minutes of a mixture of steel mace 360s and just a variety of steel mace movements just to get my body going. But now I'm going to add some more structure to it. So for today I'm planning on doing just a lot of pull-ups. So I'm just going to do either a steel mace exercise followed by pull-ups, or a kettlebell exercise followed by pull-ups. And with each set I might try to do a different variation of pull-up, just to keep things changing constantly. So to give an idea of what that looks like, this is my second set of this, but I'll do the remaining 4 probably on camera. So doing steel mace 360s. And after that, go pull-ups. Then back to steel mace 360s. When doing the steel mace 360s, I notice that when I start going faster, like I lose focus of certain concepts of form. So yeah, fast isn't always better. Always take account of where your form is, no matter what the exercise. So that's what I meant by doing variations of pull-ups. So the first I did overhand. Now this is a chin up. Then 360s again. Now I'm going to do mixed grip pull-ups. That was 4. I should have done 5. It is what it is. And final set. So yeah, that's kind of what I have in store today. Is something with the steel mace, then pull-ups, something with the kettlebell, then pull-ups. I wanted to get this first couple on camera so that I wouldn't have to like say too much to make sense that I'm supersetting back and forth and what it looks like. But yeah, on to the next thing. So for the next set of things, going to do so it's, I guess, a complex. So going to go from a kettlebell clean snatch to an alternate swing, clean snatch, switch back, and just do this for 5 each side. But I'm going to add a flip to it just to make things harder. I believe that was 5. And then on to pull-ups. I'm gonna start off with some narrow grip. So yeah, just gonna superset these two back and forth for a bit. Probably do 5 sets. This was my second one. So for the first two exercises, I did do repeated supersets where I was doing pull-ups back and forth while doing the other exercise. This one I'm going to take a little longer between sets, more so because the variation of pull-up that I'm doing requires a little bit more rest. So I'm going to do that and then a steel mace thing, but I'll show you what I'm doing with the pull-ups. On one end, I'm going to go all to the other. I'm going to do 4 pull-ups. Then 4. So that's why I'll be taking longer rest between sets for this guy. But then with the steel mace, doing single arm 360, go double to switch hand. I'm thinking about the movement too much and I'm losing focus. Let me kind of just go with the flow. So yeah, I'm gonna superset these two for a bit where I'm alternating sides and doing pull-ups, then with the steel mace, double singles, and switching sides. That was my second set. I'm gonna do 2 more. So for the last set of exercises, before I move into, I guess, some freestyle juggling. So instead of pull-ups, I'm going to do an ab movement, but same concept where I'm going to do 5 reps and just switch back and forth. So the movement I'm doing with the steel mace is a single arm steel mace to, I guess it's called a drop squat or whatever. Looks like this. Need to get rid of this. Which side was I on? Oh, I believe that was 5 each side. In any case, that's what I was going for. And then I'm going to do toes to bar, but instead of bringing the legs straight up, I'm going to curl into it. So it looks like this. So yeah, I'm gonna superset these two for a bit. This was my, I think, was my second set, so I'm gonna do 3 more, then some freestyle juggling. I honestly should have recorded myself juggling earlier because when I was doing it right at the beginning, I was actually landing like everything I wanted. Not that I'm not doing that right now, I just don't know yet. But considering the fact that I'm exhausted from all the stuff preceding this, I'm anticipating a harder session with Kettlebell Freestyle. That being said, let's see how this one goes. It wasn't terrible, but I am feeling like, I don't know, there's a slight miscalculation between how my body is catching the weight and how my mind is kind of reacting to it. That's apparent to me, but may not be that apparent on camera. But yeah, let's keep seeing how this goes. I was actually quite content with that. Oh, but yeah, let's keep seeing how this freestyle sesh goes. So, for the next bit of things, just thought I'd, I guess, chat with the camera in between juggling. So, I don't know, one of the things I was thinking about is when working out, although every time you work out is not going to be fun, and it does take a certain amount of being, or actually quite a bit of staying disciplined, etc., to push yourself continuously, it can be more bearable by trying to figure out things that you like doing. So the formula is going to be different for everybody. That's why people gravitate to different things. Just within lifting, there's powerlifting, bodybuilding, CrossFit, etc., etc., etc. I tend to like a little bit of everything, and which is why I work out the way I do. But that formula may not be the same for everyone. And what someone needs to think about when they're getting into fitness, I guess, is what's going to keep you coming day after day. To a certain degree, it is going to be discipline. Like no matter how much your mind says no, you have to still show up. But outside of that, to make it a little bit bearable, you have to do things that you like, or at least a couple of times, or figure out ways to get your fitness in using methods that you like. So for example, for somebody it could be playing sports, it could be playing basketball, it could be playing soccer, and it forces the body to like move, run, jump, and you get a lot of different aspects of fitness just by playing the sport. And then if you throw in a couple of lifting days in the middle of that, you kind of have a lot of bases covered. But that's an example of how you'd make fitness fun for you. You have to figure out what those things are. So for me personally, I like basketball, and I'm glad that I have kettlebell juggling because it gives me an outlet where I have a resistance element while still having some of like a sport element to it, and personally, it's a lot of fun for me to do. And I get kind of that release that I used to get from playing basketball and stuff. So it is like a kind of fitness that I look forward to. Yeah. And so, like different kind of people will say, "Oh, go on long runs, etc., etc., etc." So yeah, you can be any of those things. You have to just figure out what that recipe is for you, and as you try different things, there'll be certain exercises that feel nice, and by keeping those in and not so much like listening to what other people say. So I don't know. This is more so from like a personal standpoint to where I was into competitive powerlifting in the past, and I used to be able to deadlift quite a bit of weight, with my max being 500 pounds. But uh, like at a certain point, like there was no joy anymore. Like a couple of pounds extra on the deadlift bar didn't make me feel any happier with anything I was doing. So it led me down various different rabbit holes of exploring different kinds of fitness. Uh, and I'm into a bunch of different stuff now, but pretty much what I realized was I definitely wasn't into lifting 1 rep maxes and just having my entire training based around that, but I much more like the idea of being able to do challenging physical endeavors. So like if it was super long distance runs, an insane number of pull-ups or something like that, like those kinds of challenges made me feel personally uh, a lot more excited about being fitter, or that was the kind of fitness that I was aspiring for. So when I switched my training around to like kind of chase those kinds of goals, it made me happier, and that's kind of what I've been sticking with. And then that plus mobility and all of that came later on, and then more recently some of the steel mace, kettlebell juggling, etc. All kind of going along with that same goal of being able to do challenging physical tasks, but things that feel more natural to me. And I guess the point I'm trying to make is, um, I don't know, if you got started off in bodybuilding and you're not excited about the gym anymore, then try different stuff out. I don't know, at least when I got started into fitness, I would watch a lot of fitness content, and a lot of them was like fail reactions, like bodybuilders laughing at CrossFitters and etc., etc., etc. And it never really made too much sense with me. Made sense to me as to why, like, a person could see a pro athlete doing a certain exercise and then make fun of them. I don't know. It didn't make sense to me. But all that rant to explain, fitness is hard, but it can be fun. You just need to find out what's fun for you. Onto some juggling. I think that's it for the video. I went on quite the rant there before. In any case, I'm pretty exhausted. And yeah, that's all for today's video. See you all tomorrow.